Coach Bill Belichick teaches us exactly how much hard work you need to put into building a winning team in his new book, The Art of Winning, and how it applies to small businesses and leading teams alike. And I'm going to teach you what it means to you in this video. Building a team that wins consistently isn't about having the best talent. It's about putting in the work day after day after day. And whether you're running a small business or coaching an elite team, there is one thing that separates the winners from everyone else. It's about hard work. And Coach Belichick teaches us exactly what that is right here. And I'm going to tell you what I learned from this book so you don't have to read the whole thing, but you can if you want. My name is Don Markland. I'm the CEO of Accountability Now, and we help real business owners every day build the most elite teams and incredible companies so they can handle tough decisions and scale in tough times. And today, I'm going to dive into Bill Belichick's new book, The Art of Winning. And this book is not just about sports, but it's really about business and building teams. And Bill Belichick is the legendary coach of the New England Patriots. And Bill Belichick, in many respects, is the greatest coach in NFL history. And he teaches brilliant principles from this book. And he led his team, the New England Patriots, to 6 Super Bowl titles. And guess what? The principles from this book, as you can probably guess, are not just applicable to building great NFL teams. They're applicable to your teams and to your business and building a winning culture and a resilient organization. So I've put together the 5 best leadership principles here and how you can use them to change the way you lead your teams and your business. So with that, let's dive right in. Principle number 1, titles don't matter. Performance does. Bill Belichick's career didn't start with some fancy title or instant success. In fact, he spent years working as an assistant coach before ever being handed the reins as a head coach. In fact, he failed as a head coach first before eventually becoming head coach of the New England Patriots. His first focus was always on improving himself, his players, and his team's performance. Not titles, not recognition. And it wasn't until he started delivering results that the titles came. In the early stages of his career, Belichick actually worked under the great Bill Parcells, a great legendary coach in his own right, learning the ropes of coaching. And it wasn't until he applied all of the lessons he learned there and got results that he became head coach and ultimately led the Patriots to greatness. And for small business owners, this is your huge takeaway. This is something we teach at Accountability Now in our Leadership Coaching Plus program. This phrase, leaders don't need permission to lead. Leadership is not a title, a rank, or a position. It's a set of behaviors that you embody. Don't focus on titles or what you should be called. Focus on what you can deliver, excellence in your job, and results for your business. That's what matters most. And that's what Belichick teaches so brilliantly. Principle number 2, strong competition drives growth. Belichick believes that nothing pushes you to improve more like fierce competition. His New England Patriots faced teams that were his big rivals, like the Indianapolis Colts, the Denver Broncos, or the New York Giants. And some of you who are big football fans will know when I say the New York Giants, they had some big Super Bowl rivalries. They didn't just fight for victory. When they battled it out, they fought to be better. Here's a great example. In Super Bowl 36, the New England Patriots were massive underdogs against the St. Louis Rams. They were the greatest show on turf. They had Kurt Warner. They had Isaac Bruce. They had Marshall Faulk, one of the greatest running backs of all time. And it was this challenge that pushed Belichick and his team to prepare in ways they hadn't before. And the result, the beginning of the great New England Patriots dynasty, They had a stunning victory and their first Super Bowl title in 2002. It was the competition that forced them to be better. And here's your lesson. In business, you need to compete. Stop shying away from your strong competitors. Use them as a benchmark to push yourself to innovate and improve. The toughest competitors force you to think bigger and be better. Find them make you better. Principle number 3, foundational principles are key. I know you know this, but you might be thinking about principles the wrong way. For Belichick, principles are the foundation for everything. In football, it is all about basics, blocking, tackling, executing. It's not flashy, but it's necessary. And Belichick consistently focused on team fundamentals, even after winning multiple championships. He committed to the basics, and his commitment there were one of the key reasons he never slipped. But he understood something about principles. There are certain principles that are non-negotiable. You have to keep to them. But there are also principles that are pillars of your success, and then principles that can be flexible. There's the core and there's the flexible ones. You need core ones that are fundamental pillars, and then there are some that you can be flexible around. And it's important to know the differentiators. So don't be so rigid. We call this flexible rigidity. Have flexible rigidity in your business, not recklessness. Flexible rigidity with some of your principles, and watch how much of a strong foundation you have. Principle number 4, consistency is key to winning. Belichick's secret to sustained success wasn't just talent, even though he had talent for sure. It was consistency. His teams rarely had off years because they focused on executing the fundamentals. Consistency. From 2001 to 2019, the Patriots made the playoffs 17 times, with Belichick leading them to 9 Super Bowl appearances. It's more than half. This wasn't a fluke. It was the result of consistent preparation and disciplined execution. And for business owners, consistency is critical. You can't just be flashy and do things sometimes. Whether it's marketing, customer service, operational processes, consistency is everything. I would rather you be consistent than brilliant. Consistently doing the right things every day is what leads to long-term success. Focus on an important few things that matter most and do them every day. This lesson can't be stressed enough. Think of it in the metaphor of trying to get strong. If you're trying to build muscle, you have to go to the gym and lift weights a little bit every day over a long period of time. That's how you build muscle mass. The same is about building a great team and a great organization. Be consistent over a long period of time. Principle number 5, don't beat yourself. Don't be the reason you lose. Belichick is renowned for his work ethic. He never rested on his laurels, always stayed up late, watched more film, worked harder than everyone else. He never, ever was the reason they lost. He always reminded his team the biggest enemy is often yourself. And in football, as in business, you can't afford to make avoidable mistakes. You can't. And in Super Bowl 42, despite being favored to win, the Patriots made mistakes, fumbles, missed opportunities, and then they ultimately lost the game. And it was a reminder, as he brought up many times, that avoiding self-sabotage is just as important to being prepared. For small business owners, this means don't overextend yourself or take on too much at once or be the bottleneck. Don't rush decisions. Stick to your principles. Avoid mistakes that could cost you in the long run. In the end of the day, don't be the reason you lose. Don't beat yourself. There are so many challenges out there. Don't be the reason everything drops. Bill Belichick's principles go far beyond football. His focus on performance, competition, principles, consistency, hard work, and discipline are all essential elements to build not just a winning team and not a winning football team, but a successful business. And if you want to build a business that wins consistently, start by applying these principles to your team and your organization. Focus on what matters. Work smarter than your competitors and avoid being the reason you lose. His book is a great read for leaders, business owners, coaches, consultants alike. And now that you've learned from one of the best coaches of all time, tell me in the comments, what's the one principle you are going to focus on with your team and your business today? I'd love to see that in the comments. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share this with the business owner that you think needs to apply it to their team. Again, my name is Don Markland, and I'm the CEO of Accountability Now, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you do with your team and how you help it scale. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.